Howdy, and welcome to Talking Paranormal with the Old Man. How y'all doing today? It's going to be a hot one here at the Spook House. Well, it's not hot right now, but it's going to be hot tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I think. 90s, heat index is in 100. So my ass will be in the bedroom with the air conditioner on, watching TV. Yeah, we don't have central air, but we do have air conditioning in our rooms and my office. Well, I have a little fan in my office because I can't have an air conditioner, because if I have an air conditioner, it's too freaking loud and you won't be able to hear me. So, yes. So today we continue our tour of the US of A, and we are doing Kentucky, or as I like to say, Kentucky. So again, this is not the definitive list. This is not the only list. This is not the list. This is just randomly 10 of the most haunted places in Kentucky, according to the Haunted Rooms Co. website. Okay, so let's get started. So, as they say, Kentucky is known, or Kentucky, is best known for horse racing, bourbon, bluegrass music, and basketball. University of Kentucky, UK, come on. It is also a state with a massive amount of paranormal activity. I don't know about that. There are many locations throughout the state where very compelling evidence of the afterlife has been captured. Let's explore 9 of the most haunted places in Kentucky, according to Haunted Rooms Co. Again, not in any particular order. The first, number 9, is Pope Lick Monster, Fisherville. The Pope Lick Monster, also known as Goat Man, has apparently been luring unsuspecting people to their deaths for as long as the locals can recall. Oh, shit. Depending on which story you favor, this hairy, horned monster is either a survivor from a circus train wreck, or a local goat or a local goat farmer who tortured his goats on behalf of the devil and therefore forfeited his own soul. Okay. He is said to mimic the voice of children calling for help to lure people onto the train tracks, where they then become frozen in place as a speeding train hurls towards them. Ooh, can you imagine that? That would be a horrible death, wouldn't it be? Get hit by a fucking train. Number 8, the Gates of Hell, Granville Cemetery, Elizabethtown. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's too much. Granville Cemetery, okay. Granville Cemetery is the official name of this graveyard, but it has also been known as Casey Cemetery or the Gates of Hell. That's about as low as I can go on my voice, I'm sorry. All that remains here are the faces and the names of the wives and the sons and the daughter. Oh, sorry, wrong song. That's the wreck of the Emmett Fitzgerald. All that remains here are the graves of those who died in the 1700s. See, people need to edit this shit, because it says who died in the 1700s and 1800s. It should be and 1800s. And the ruins of an iron and stone gate. There are a variety of stories relating to odd occurrences here, including large balls of glowing green light, shadow figures, and disembodied screams. Well, you know what? Like I said, let's give me some shit here. Some have even claimed to have car trouble when visiting the area. The old, number 8 was the Gates of Hell. So number 7 is the Old Talbot Tavern, Bardstown. Okay, oh yeah, that looks pretty old, 1779. The Old Talbot Tavern is actually the oldest stagecoach stop in Kentucky, and today, as it always has, it offers weary travelers impeccable service, along with a chance of catching a glimpse of none other than the outlaw Jesse James. Come on. On entering the Old Talbot Tavern, one thing is evident: the passage of time. Okay, since opening in 1770, it says 1779 on the thing there. The hotel has never been closed. Oh shit. And the building seems to have soaked up all the energy of times gone by and the people who have taken refuge here on long journeys. Some of the most notable guests that have spent the night include Daniel Boone, Abraham Lincoln, and King Louis Philippe of France. Then, of course, there's the outlaw Jesse James. Come on. who has been contributed to the hotel's reputation as one of the most haunted places in Kentucky. If you pay a visit to the old tavern today, you may have the chance to see the painting that hangs on the wall, which is riddled with bullet holes. Ooh, cool. It is said that Jesse James was the one to shoot up that painting and that his ghost still visits the inn from time to time. However, he is certainly not the only spirit at work here. There's also a mysterious female spirit who makes regular appearances, and guests have reported a variety of other unexplained events, including items moving on their own and items vanishing only to turn up elsewhere in the hotel. Shadows are seen darting around and doors open and close by themselves. There have also been reports of phantom footsteps and of furniture jumping up and wait. And of furniture jumping up and down for no apparent reason. Now, why in the hell would furniture be jumping up and down for no apparent reason? Huh. Now, what do you mean jumping up and down? Do you mean like up? I don't know. That last one's weird. Number 6. Excuse me, I have the burps. Thank you. Number 6 is the Mammoth Caves. Mammoth Cave National Park. The Mammoth Caves are believed to be more than 4,000 years old. It is thought that Native Americans mined the cave walls for minerals and then buried their dead inside. Oh, why would Native Americans need minerals? Unless they were going to sell them. I don't know about that. It is now rumored to be haunted, with visitors hearing disembodied cries and having rocks thrown at them. Number 5, the Steelbach Hilton in Louisville. Come on. The Steelbach, or Seal, I'm sorry. Okay. The Seelbach Hilton in Louisville is very much considered to be the premier hotel in all of Kentucky. It has also earned a spot on the National Register of Historic Places. However, we are interested in this particular hotel for one of its other accolades as one of the most haunted places in Kentucky, thanks to the resident spook known as the Lady in Blue. Dun, 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 dun. The Seelbach Hotel opened in 1905, and over the years it has hosted a number of historical figures. Who have they hosted? Details. The hotel was built by immigrants Otto and Louis Seelbach, who dreamed of creating a grand European hotel in the United States. With its French Renaissance design, the hotel quickly became one of the finest in America. It was sold to Abraham M. Liebling in 1925. I think it's Liebling, I think, or Liebling, who cares? Before being sold a year later to Epic Hotel Company. For a short time, it was under the Sheraton Hotel's banner, and today it is part of the Hilton Hotels and Resort. Okay, what the hell? Okay, when I think of resort, I'm thinking of water and all that good shit. This is in Louisville. Okay, I don't think so. You will likely hear, this is a big one here. You will likely hear many different accounts of the Lady in Blue and how she came to be at the hotel. But all of the accounts agree that she is the spirit of Ms. Patricia Wilson. In 1936, she had moved to Louisville from her native Oklahoma and had recently separated from her husband. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. The pair wanted to try and patch things up, so they arranged a meeting at the Seelbach. Unfortunately, the husband never made it to the hotel. Oh, as he was killed in a car accident on his way there. When was this? In 36. They had cars in 36. Yeah, okay. I like to have a timeline that matches. I didn't think that was going to match. Ms. Wilson was understandably devastated, and not long afterwards, her body was discovered at the bottom of an elevator shaft in the hotel. You know what they say: when you fall, it's not the fall that kills you; it's a sudden stop at the bottom. Yeah, I can't claim that. I can't claim that. That was from the TV movie. I think it was like Triple X, that went with Vin Diesel. So yeah, Opinion splits on whether it was suicide or simply a tragic accident. Come on, she's at the bottom of a shaft, elevator shaft. She died. She killed herself. Since her apparition has been spotted up on the 8th floor and also on easy for me to say, mezzanine level. Everyone who sees her agrees that she is dressed in blue and has long dark hair. Is my fan on? It's hot as shit in here. Let me see if I can turn this up a little higher. Yeah, tell me in the comments if you can hear it. I don't think you can. Okay, cool. A little bit more air in here. Ms. or poor Ms. Wilson is not the only spirit that guests have encountered at the Seelbach Hotel. Other reports of paranormal activity includes disembodied voices, unexplained footsteps, cold spots, and the scent of lingering perfume. One couple who were spending their honeymoon at the Seelbach says that they woke to find a man standing at the window, and where the light was turned on, he vanished. Others have reported seeing a woman in rags in a mirror down in the cafe area. Oh, nice. Number 4 is the Louisville Palace Theater. Oh, that looks pretty cool. The Louisville Palace Theater opened in 1928, originally known as Lowe's Theater. Staff, visitors, and actors alike have all claimed to see a faceless woman in 40s attire and a man in 30s clothing. There have also been reports of a child giggling in an empty bathroom, and some say that a projection operator who had a heart attack on the job never clocked off, which basically means he did not punch out. It's not clock off. It's he didn't punch out. Punch out means he didn't leave. At least get it right. Number 3 is, this is going pretty fast, Perryville Battlefield, Perryville. Now that's cool. The biggest Civil War battle that Kentucky has ever seen happened at Perryville on October 8, 1862. It is estimated that 7,600 people were killed or wounded. The Confederate victims were left to rot. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the way it is, or that's the way it was. Right there on the battlefield, which is likely why this has become one of the most haunted places in Kentucky. Okay, here's the one that I like right here. This is the one that I like right here. Waverly Hills Sanatorium, Louisville. We have been there twice. So there is something special about an old abandoned asylums and sanatoriums, but some are just creepier than others, and that certainly applies to Waverly Hills Sanitarium in Louisville. From our house, it's about how far is it? I think it's a 6-hour drive. Let me look, because I don't like to be wrong. All right, so let's see what we got. I need to go to Google Maps. See, luckily you can't see me doing this because I type with one finger. Our daughter, she'll be sitting here and she'll be like, well, she doesn't live at home no more. Our son either, but yeah, it's 325 miles. So from here in Lansing, it's about, or the Spook House, it's about 5.5-hour drive, which is not, this is not too bad. I mean, it goes by pretty fast, actually. So anyways, yeah, so let's go ahead and continue. Without any doubt, this building can be counted as among the most haunted places in Kentucky, if not the entire United States. Waverly Hills was officially opened in July of 1910, and over the next 50 years, it housed thousands of patients suffering from, oh God, here we go, tuberculosis. I hope I don't gotta say that too many more times. The sanatorium eventually closed. No. Okay. There we go. Okay, hold on. I should. Okay, let me finish reading this. The sanatorium eventually closed its doors in 1962 when advances in medicine brought the new drug treatments that could cure tuberculosis so that it was no longer a death sentence. The hospital was renovated and reopened as Woodhaven Medical Services. However, in 1980, that too had closed following the claims of neglect and abuse, patient neglect and abuse. Not that the tuberculosis treatment used prior to that were any less inhumane. Correct. There is no exact figure of the number of deaths that have occurred in Waverly Hills, but the best estimate put the number at well over 6,000. There are many ghosts that walk the halls of Waverly Hills, and shadow figures, disembodied screams, and agonizing moans are all very normal. We could never imagine, or we could never mention every spirit that resides here. So instead, let's summarize some of the hot spots of the paranormal activity. Yeah, probably a good idea. Perhaps the most famous or infamous is the so-called Death Tunnel. This underground tunnel runs from the main building to the bottom of the hill, and it was used to remove corpses so that not to disturb other patients. Exactly. Now, we did have an experience in the so-called Tunnel of Death. The Tunnel of Death is on the first floor. And our first time there, they used to have like a charging building. I'm sorry. It was a building that has air conditioning, and you could purchase. I got a T-shirt, which if you didn't know, if you put T-shirts in the closet, they will shrink. Yep, true story. They will shrink. So that being said, they had popcorn, they had water. We had brought our own out. Oh, and Tina, I couldn't remember her name. Tina bought us pizza, which was Kia. So we had pizza and water, all that kind of stuff. And then they had restrooms there, and then they had charging stations. So you could, and couches, things like that. And then you went through this door, and the door took you in a tunnel, and the tunnel came out on the first floor. God, if I can't remember what was, there was a sign on the door, something to the effect like, oh God, ghost hunters. It's something about ghost hunters go through this portal or something like that. I don't remember. Maybe I'll see if there's a sign that was there from the internet or on the internet on Google. We were walking. Oh, that sounds like I got Amazon. Yeah, I think it's Amazon. Let's see. Yeah, that's Amazon. It's our package. So we were walking down, and I think it's like 50 yards. I think it is. It's like half of a football field, I think, and it goes down at an angle, and there was condensation, and it was wet and stuff like that. Well, coming back up, we had our thermal imaging camera, and our friend Eric and our friend Dennis was there with us. And Dennis had our thermal imaging camera. And as we're coming back up, I'm like, I feel something here with me. That there's something with me. And Dennis goes, okay, okay. When you feel something, I'm going to count to 3 and take a picture with the thermal imaging, see if we can get something. So as I'm like, okay, dude, because something's right behind me. So he goes, 3, 2, 1. He took a picture, and in that picture, you can see me, a thermal imaging image of me. But then right beside me, you can see something else that was not there. It was not a person. I do a PowerPoint, as you all know, for Halloweeny. So I'll post that picture on our Facebook page. Oh shit! You know what? I don't have it. Yes, I do too. Talking Paranormal with the Old Man, as I was. Okay, I got too much shit going on here. I got fucking the podcast. I got 2 video reaction channels on YouTube. I have 4 or 5 Facebook pages. So yeah, I get mixed up sometimes. Plus, I'm getting old as shit. So yeah. So I will post that on Talking Paranormal with the Old Man page, because I'm sure I can find that pretty easily. And then we also had footsteps that we saw too, or as I call them, feet steps, that we saw also. There's only like a set of 2, right foot, left foot, and it only went up a short distance and then it stopped. So yeah, I don't know, but anyways, yeah. So that was our tunnel of death experience. And back in the day, it was on. They put. I mean, obviously, you don't want living people seeing people that have passed. So what they did was at the end. So on the first floor, okay, at the end of the first. So if you go on the first floor, go left all the way down through a set of double doors. That's the morgue. Okay, and then if you come out and go, if you come out of the morgue, go through the doors, straight ahead at the end of the hall is the tunnel of death. So obviously, that's how you can not, like the morale of the living patients, seeing people that have passed. So they would leave the morgue, push them down on a gurney, and then grab put them on a cart. And the cart had rails, like I said, and it had like a pulley system. So they would pull, and the cart would go down to the end of the hallway, and then there would be a waiting ambulance or a hearse, whichever the case might be. So yeah, it was pretty ingenious way of doing that. And then also too, which is kind of interesting, is when we were there the second time or the first time, I don't remember. I think it was the second time, first time. No, the first time. I actually got into the cooler in the morgue. I found a friend. His name was Wilson. He was like a daddy long legs. He was up in the upper right hand corner, and we had an agreement. You don't mess with me, I won't kill you. It worked good. So I'm kind of curious to see how Wilson's doing, and didn't get anything else. And then so let's get off the tunnel of death. Room 502 is said to be where a pregnant nurse committed suicide after the doctor who fathered the child rejected her. Her spirit is said to be eternally tied to that room. Okay, now the fifth floor is kind of cool. On either side, if the elevators were working, okay, if the elevators are working, which they're not working no more. As you come off the elevator, room 502 is directly in front of you. To the right is like a like a common area kind of thing. Then it goes outside to a pool. They actually had a fucking pool out there. Pool doesn't have water now, whatever, obviously. If you went to your left, you go out and it's just like an open airspace. So, and we were told about room 502. We did some EVP sessions, didn't get nothing. Again, just because we didn't get nothing doesn't mean it's not haunted. It's just it wasn't active at that time. That's what. And I repeat this. I repeat this. I repeat this. Yeah, it does not mean it's not haunted. So supposedly, I've also heard that the nurse, contracted TB, and that's why she killed herself. So I don't know about that. So finally, there was a ghost of a little boy called Timmy, who died in Waverly Hills at the age of 6 or 7, because they did have kids up there. He likes to play, and investigators often bring balls and toys for him to play with. Yeah, but some of the floors are not even, so when people think that it's active, it's haunted, not necessarily. It could be just the floors are uneven with balls. That's the way it was with Iowa. We did an overnight investigation at the Villisca, Iowa axe murder house, and again, you put a ball down in the living room and it rolls because the floor is not quite even. Now we did have an experience our last time there. I think this was like I'm really bad with time. Probably 3 years ago. Probably about 3 years ago, I guess. Probably 2023 would be my guess. Um, Tina had moved the charging room to now it's on the first floor. Okay, totally threw me off too, by the way. I don't like change, especially when you get used to it and all of a sudden everything fucking changes. I hate that. So the room in the first floor, Brenda, my wife, we have a TV system, DVR, with four cameras, and she usually sits and watches those. Then we have a two-way radio, so if anyone, so if she sees anything on camera, she can call and say, "Hey, is anyone near the third floor?" Nope, nope. Okay, then someone needs to go up there because I just saw a shadow. So that would be like her job. So we had two investigators. I won't name them, but one of them called down and says, "Where's Brenda?" Well, I happened to be charging. I was trying to get my SLS camera to fucking work, and I was pushing the wrong buttons. Surprise, surprise. And I go, "No, she's right here in front of me, in front of the screens." And then the investigator, she goes, "Oh, because we just heard her call our names twice. I'm sorry, we just heard Brenda's voice say hi twice or hello twice. I'm like, nope, wasn't her because she's right here. And then the investigator also said that she saw a spirit of a nurse that came out of one of the rooms and went down the hallway. So that was kind of cool. And then one other thing too was what was I going to say? I don't remember. I don't remember, man. I don't remember what was I going to say. Oh, and then it wasn't Tina. Tina said that it wasn't uncommon because Waverly Hills is surprise on a hill. It's on top of a fucking hill, so the hill gets a lot of fresh air. Well, the cure they thought for TB, I'm not going to try to say tuberculosis, was fresh air. Well, the front of the building has a lot of open spaces to wheel the patients out of their rooms into these open spaces. Well, one of the former patients came back a couple of years ago, she's still alive, and talked to Tina and said that it wasn't uncommon in the wintertime or springtime to have the patients covered with snow on them because the fresh air. And we were in one of the patients' rooms, and it was me and the other two members of our group, Southeast Michigan Ghost Hunter Society, and we did an EVP session, and I do not have the clip. And you hear like a humming sound, like like that, and we were not humming. So, and then one other thing too that happened. I almost forgot this one. Is our first time there. We had set up, like I said, on the second floor. We had set up in one of the stations there, and we had set up our TV monitors, and we had cameras on the second, third, and fourth floor. So I heard through the grapevine that the pizza was here. So I went upstairs. Charles and Brenda were out there, watching the TV monitor, and I go, "Hey guys, pizza's here. Get it while you can." So they got up from the chairs and left. And when I looked, just glanced at the screen for a second, and I saw it in real time. This orb, and I will post this orb on our Facebook page. It's cool as shit. It's not a spider. It's not a bug. It's not. I don't know what it is. It's pitch dark. Our hallway. Our cameras have infrared, so the hallways were pitch dark, and the infrared is what illuminated the hallways. Now there are two bats. I hate fucking bats. There are two bats that went flying down the right side, but what you see was not a bat. Like I said, it comes up and it hovers in 3D. It comes down, then it comes back up, down, and slides and back out. So I will post that. So yeah, so that was our experience at the Waverly Hills. And then one other thing too, do not follow Google, because Google our first time there. Hold on, I'm drinking some Coca-Cola. So our first time there, our friend brought his trailer, so so we could afterwards stop halfway home, chill out, rest, whatever. And of course, it was that time when we got a fucking flat tire going down there on the trailer. So here we are on the side of the highway in a construction zone, changing a flat tire on a freaking, I think it's like a 20 or 30-foot camper. It's the ones that you hook it up and the one side comes out. It has air, bathroom, water, sink, kitchen, one queen bed, a dining room table, the beds in the back. So yeah, there's this weird shit. We always had bad luck. So we followed Google and we ate at Bob Evans, and we followed Google. It was a closed fucking gate, and it said, "Do not. This gate closed. Use the golf course entrance." Are you shitting me? He has a 30-foot trailer in a residential area that we have to. Or I'm sorry, he has to back up. He did he did a good job, man. He didn't hit nothing. So yeah, so you have to don't follow Google. Go through the golf course. I think I don't remember what the golf course is called, but yeah. So you have to go through the fucking golf course to get to Waverly Hills. So yeah, that is a cool place. I will post pictures of the orb, and I will post pictures of the thermal imaging camera image. Yeah. So number one is Bobby Mackey's, which is no longer there. I do not believe Bobby Mackey's is there no more. I think it got torn down. It was like a uh, music club, bar, whatever. So Bobby Mackey's Music World is not only the most haunted places in Kentucky, but possibly the most haunted locations in the world. And I don't know about that. Anyone with an interest in the paranormal is sure to have heard of this nightclub. I have. Because it was on Ghost Adventures, and Zach said that it was a portal to hell. Oh my God. And it has been featured on pretty much all of the big paranormal television, which I just said. Ghost Adventures, I know for sure has been there. They've been there 3 or 4 times, and whatever. Zach probably changed the fucking place. Over the years, this place has been dubbed a gateway to hell, and the mere mention of it is enough to send chill up the spine of many paranormal investigators. Not me, dude. Not me. Take me there. Well, it's gone now. Take me there. I don't, yeah. Poltergeist activity is the norm in America's most haunted nightclub. So much that there is even a sign, there's even a sign inside stating that management cannot take responsibility for any paranormal attack on the premises. Come on, seriously? Several visitors have signed sworn affidavits detailing their terrifying experiences. Bobby Mackey's is known for its darker paranormal side, but not all of the spirits here are malicious. One of them is the spirit of a dancer named Johanna, who performed at the club and died in the club. Oh, she has been seen several times performing, in quote marks, I'll bet she is, on stage with the live music acts, and owner Bob Mackey has also written a song about her, despite the fact that he claims not to believe in ghosts. Well, okay. If you have a business that has supposedly a portal to hell, okay, why would you not make money off that bitch, right? Why would you not make money off that? So he claims I don't believe in ghosts, but Bobby Mackey's, as a paranormal hotspot, is a money maker. Let me say that again, money maker. So yeah, you're not going to turn down that shit. However, it is the darker entities. Why does everything have to be darker? I hate that. There's a dark, demonic, evil presence. No, does not necessarily. I mean, Johanna's in there. Is she a darker entity? No, she's just enjoying herself in the off world. My God. Okay. However, it is the darker entities that get most of the attention at Bobby Mackey's Music World. Patrons have been touched, scratched, and even possessed. No, that's Zach. That is Zach. He gets possessed every freaking time. A former caretaker of the building named Carl, "What's up, Carl, buddy?" was reportedly exorcised in the bar, and following his death, his distinctive voice has been heard via EVP. Okay. Now, how do you know that that's his voice? You could say, "How are you doing?" And oh, that's Carl's voice. Yeah, I don't know about that. And usually voices aren't usually recognizable on EVP. There is a well in the basement, which is said to be the portal to hell. And many claim that demons reside in the bar. The only demons is when you have too much to freaking drink. Yeah. It all seems to stem from the fact that not only was the building once an abattoir, what the hell is that? Abattoir? Abattoir? Okay, I don't know what abattoir is. And I'm probably not saying that right. If you are familiar with me, let me look it up because I am curious what the frick that is. Yeah, I don't know. And an abattoir. Oh, why didn't they just say the slaughterhouse? An abattoir is a specialized facility where livestock is slaughtered, bled, and processed into meat. Why not just say slaughterhouse? Why do you have to use these big freaking words? Okay. but it's also the site where a woman's skull was found detached from her body. Ooh, wow. A grisly murder took place several kilometers away from where a pregnant woman was beheaded and her head was allegedly disposed of down the well. All right. All right. That's it. Let's see if there's any more on this other one here. Oh, okay. Okay, well, let's see what we got. Okay, let's do just a couple here. Let's ooh, this caught my attention. Kentucky After Dark. Okay, Waverly Hills, okay. There was a paranormal museum. I'm kind of interested about. Here we go. Here you go. It's kind of set up pretty good, actually. Okay, that's not what I thought. Okay, never mind. So let's click back. Let's see if we can do anything for Haunted Kentucky. Okay, so Haunted Kentucky, pretty much the same thing. So there is in Franklin, there is the Octagon Home or Hall. Besides being very uniquely shaped antebellum mansion, this historic house museum has been featured on several ghost hunting TV specials. Close my thing here. And is believed to be the house of spirits of family members who lived in the mansion, enslaved people, as well as soldiers from both sides of the Civil War who are tied to the history of the house. Okay. All right, I'm pretty much at my limit here. I just wanted to see if there's any other. Okay, how about this one be our last one? The Liberty, this is in Frankfurt, Liberty Hall Historic Site. Built in Frankfurt in 1796 for the Brown family. Stories of hauntings within this early Kentucky mansion date back to the 19th century, so it'd be the 1800s. The famous Gray Lady may be the spirit of a family member who passed in the home after a long trip from New York, or as they say, New York. Visitors to the site claim to still see the Gray Lady and perhaps the other spirits, or two other spirits, including a Spanish opera singer who disappeared from the house in the early 1800s. Okay, all right. I think that's enough for today. All right, so thank you for listening. Again, this is kind of cool. I have my OBS studio, so I can hear myself. I can see myself talking. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. So yeah, so thank you all for listening again. If you haven't, I do have a paranormal reaction video channel on YouTube, Talking Paranormal with the Old Man. Go check it out. I react to internet compilations of hauntings, poltergeists, all that good shit. It's interesting. A lot of it's for entertainment, but it's interesting. I do have a musical chairs YouTube reaction channel where I do music. Yesterday I did who did I do yesterday? Oh my God, the Mighty Van Halen. I did Jump, and today I'm going to be doing Comfortably Numb by, and this used to piss the wife off, Pinky Floyd. I know it's Pink Floyd, but I like to push her buttons, and I said Pinky Floyd. So with that, you have to be more afraid of the living than you do of the dead. That's a fact, Jack. Stay away from the light. Well, that's your thing. And until I just looked down and it says start recording. I'm like, I have not been recording this freaking thing, but it's the OBS. And until we meet again, bye-bye.
I'm sorry, but the person you called has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Goodbye.